what got me started in the music was my mum's uncle Tom. He was a pipe band drummer and used to come around. I was only about 4 or 5 years old, and I used to love him playing the drums. And it just, every time he come around, he'd bring the drum and he'd do something different. And I'm saying, more. And then, because a few years up the way, when I got to the age of 12, I still had music in my mind, but I went and learnt the guitar, of all things.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, of Tommy Cahy. When it come to bar chords, because my fingers are so short, I got the jack of that and I thought, I've got to go and play drums.
My mother, Poppy, fantastic piano player.
Yeah.
I mean, music was there since we were kids. You knew it.
Yeah, she was great, yeah.
You know, every Sunday night, Mum would be rattling away on the piano, so it was installed in us, you know, right from an early age. And I got into guitar lessons pretty young, you know, about 8 or 9, from a guy called Clary Light, who was still alive, God bless him.
He is. My first band that I got into in 1961 was a group called the Telstars. Instrumental band. No one sang. There was one little amp that everybody went through, and that was it. And the first song I ever played in my life, and I remember it as like it was yesterday, was San Antonio Rose. That was the first song. It was just a straight swing.
Yeah.
It's in a tin roof.
Tin, no, it's good. It's hot, is that? I'm hot.
Yeah. So when was your first gig?
I was about 12 or 13, and we were playing shadow stuff in Darfield, believe it or not, in a country town. And they were country dances, and we used to play the supper breaks for the bands that used to come out from Christchurch. And we'd get up there as kids, and we must have sounded terrible. I mean, I had to go singing some of these songs, you know. But it was good grounding because we learnt to play a few styles. I mean, they still had gypsy taps and waltzes and all sorts and Boston two-steps. So we had to play it, and that's where we learned all these feels.
That's right.
Take one, eh? Wonderful. Yeah.
They call me one take Woodrop and that.
Fabulous.
Beautiful, right?
Well, they call me one take Woodrop at all.
And then the Beatles had Man, you know, about 1960, what is it, 63?
63. Might have even been a little bit earlier than that.
Yeah, that just blew me away, you know, it really did. I mean, I've never seen anything like it because none of us were all sang very well. I mean, we were brought up with instrumentals.
That's
and
right.
Next thing, these harmonies, you know, and I still can't figure them out.
You know, I woke up this morning, babe, and I looked round for my shoe. You know, I had those mean, you know, walking blues. Woke up this morning, looked round for my shoe. You know, I had those mean old walking blues. My mother never warned me about it. She never told me about no walking blues.
That was on New Year's Eve in 1963, and some friends of mine said, come along to the Plainsman and we'll celebrate New Year's Eve, so we did. And the band up there was called the Dynamics. And their drummer at the time, the late Dave Diver, God bless his soul, was leaving. So I got up and had a jam with them, had an audition the next day and got the job. Now, going from a schoolboy to an apprenticeship in a factory to playing 2 nights a week, and next thing I'm playing 5 nights a week in a professional band.
Yeah.
So it's 1964 that I kicked off at the Plainsman 5 nights a week.
I came to town, and as soon as I was 15, I left school and I went to work for Clary Light as a music teacher. And I got a job at the Pride of Place, which was a fantastic nightclub. I was playing 3 nights a week there with Peter Dawkins, who became a very good record producer.
Great producer.
He's passed on.
Yeah, fine
Dave
drummer
Chapman.
too. Fine drummer too, yeah.
And I was 15. And what happened, they said, we all want to go to England. And
Scary.
my parents wouldn't let me go. I was 15. We got in a wee Morris 8 and went out to Harfield to talk to Mum and Dad to see, can we take him to England? They said no. So as it turned out, we're talking 1965 here. Wayne was playing at the Plainsman, and Gary Thane, the famous Gary Thane, was the bass player. So he went to England instead.
That's right.
And I was playing guitar with this band, and I had a bass. So within a couple of days, I was with him, and that's where we first started in '65.
It was 65, yeah. I went in 1969. I'm going to tell you what, I left on a boat called the Angelina Laura from Wellington on the 23rd of September 1969. I got into Sydney Harbour 3 days later. I met up with a guy called Stan White, who was the original keyboard player with the Secrets soul band, and he took me under his wing. On the first night, he took me into Whiskey A Go-Go in William Street in Sydney. That's right. As we were walking through the entranceway, I said, I know this group, I can hear them. He said, who is it? And I said, it's The Simple Image, one of New Zealand's top bands, and sure enough it was. And I stood in front of them and they spotted me. So after the first break, we come and had a few drinks. And the drummer at the time, Gordon Wiley, said, get up and have a sit in. So I got up and had a sit, did a whole set with them, which felt great. And at the end of the night, the guys come up and said, oh, by the way, Gordy's leaving at the end of the month. We're replacing him. Would you like to audition for the job? I said, when are the auditions? So they said, Friday morning. So I turns up with big gear in a cab, Friday morning, take it into the club, and they said, don't worry about setting it up. I said, why? I said, you've got the job. We want to keep it all Kiwi.
It was a great feel.
Was that all right?
That was a nice feel.
Yes,
That was
yes,
nice up in there.
It's only going to be chopped up here.
That's right. We'll only use the first bar.
You'll use this then. Missouri, Oklahoma City, looking mighty pretty, you see. Amarillo, ooh, Lord, you see, Gallup, New Mexico, oh, Flagstaff, Arizona, don't forget Winona, Cleveland, Boston, and San Bernardino. Once you get hip to this kindly tip, then you take the California trip. Get your kicks on Route 66. Get your kicks Route 66. Get your kicks Route 66.
Just before he went, I joined a band called Revival with Craig Scott. Yeah, Craig Scott. And I was playing keyboards, and we had that little hit we had, Viva Bobby Joe, which was a cover. A poppy thing, you know. And it was quite good. But it was really just a platform for Craig, because he went on and had a solo career after that. And Eddie Hansen was in the band. Wonderful players.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it was a good band, enjoyed it. But I got married, and then I changed tact. I actually started playing a lot of jazz with some guys who actually started this venue here. Stu Buchanan, Pat Devlin, Bob Hines, Harry Voice, Doug Corwell. I got a job with Doug Corwell playing bass, only because I could read okay, and of course double bass players pretty slim around Christchurch, you know. So I did a lot of recording with Malcolm McNeil at Kent House, 24-piece orchestras. But that was great because I learnt how to play jazz, and I love jazz from my mother. And I joined Stu Buchanan. They had a fantastic band, big band, with Ian Edwards. All those guys were actually tutors at the jazz school. Kevin Tunnicliffe played drums.
Yeah, Kevin, God bless his soul.
He's passed as well.
Yeah.
But that's where I learned to play a lot of different styles.
Yeah. Yes, reached the ripe age of 70, and I'm loving it. Yeah.
You're still busy and
Oh
it's
yeah.
amazing.
It started in 1959, so all you guys out there try and work out my age, or as you know I'm 70 now, to work out how long I've been playing. Still love it. It's the passion. It's just the passion. I never will give up. When the good Lord up there tells me it's time to hang up the sticks, that's when I'll hang up. If you've got the passion, I just love it.
I think when I first got married in 1969-70, I gave up for a little while. But you know, the normal Joe Blow life, the calling came back, you know.
And in your opinion, what makes for a good gig?
Guys in the band, actually. Really, it is, you know. That's the secret. If you're all mates and get on well, you have a laugh, and that comes through in the music. It really does.
As my mate Rob said, the guys that you work with, if you're working with guys that are confident and a lot of fun to work with, it brings out the best in you.
A little bit more pedal steel, please, sorry.
Say that again?
A little bit more steel from Paddy.
God, you won't hear that very often,
Okay, let's roll. Ease up on it.
That's taller.
Hop on the bus, 'cause you don't need to discuss much. Drop off my key and leave, said yourself.
We needed a vehicle to transport all our gear, and one of my mates knew a guy that had a Ford Mercury bus. We thought, great, that'll do us. So we went to hire it. He said, no, you can use it if you fix it up. It's got leaks in the roof. So I fixed all that up. None of us have got a heavy duty bus licence or traffic licence, driver's licence. It was unwarranted and unregistered, so we steamed all the registration bits off and stickers off my mate's car and plonked it on this bus. Filled it up, went to our flat, took the lounge suite out and put it in there like luxury, and had mattresses down the back. And there was a blackboard that we had at the side there too, but we won't discuss what that was for. So we get the Timaroo, and we're on the same bill as Barry and the Breakaways,
Midge Marston.
with Midge Marsden and the boys. Great bunch of guys, love them to bits and still love them today. We had our bus parked out the back behind the club. We did our set, they did their set, we did our set, they did their set, and we were finished for the night. So the gear stayed there. We hops out at that well, I'll say tanked, because we used to drink Fanta in those days. So that's good. So we go out and we hop in the bus, we all strip off and we go to sleep on our homemade beds. And at some ungodly hour, there's a bang on the window of the bus. Do you mind moving the bus, please? Do you mind moving the bus? You're blocking the entrance. And I opened the door and I said, hey, listen, it's only 3 o'clock in the morning. He says, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, my friend. What? We bowls out, Carps bowls out, we have a look. Barry and the Breakaways have played a trick on us. They got black paint and painted all the windows of the bus all the way around, put stripes and stars all over it, and had poo down Dickie Wee Wees written along the side of this bus. I said to Carts, right, we're going to get these buggers.
He's got a good part in that movie.
Okay. Straight, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, please.
Well, I was 16 years on the music staff at TVNZ here, and I did all the TV shows, even before Murray Wood, you know, after school, all those, you know, there were stacks of them. We didn't know what we're recording. We'd go into the studio and they'd just give you the chart, and there'd be, you know, for a gardening program or no idea, you know.
Lots of recordings, lots of hours in those studios,
Well,
Carps.
the money was good because it was the days of scale. We'd get a 4-hour minimum of a 4-hour call, and it was good. It was good ping and bread.
Good,
you know.
good
It was
pay,
great.
Oh, I got all dizzy.
QG, is it?
Blood sugar. I've gone all dizzy.
What's that whiskey?
No, I haven't had any. That cures it.
Very sexy looking kid, Wayne. It is, isn't it?
Yeah, very.
Not a sparkle, man, but it's
All that
great
glass
stuff.
comes out, yeah.
Yeah, very subtle.
It's such a long bass drum. What does that signify, a long bass drum?
You know, guys in their cars.
Bigger bang.
Just have a look at his thumb.
Shut up now.
The guy thinks, would you like another lead?
Replace the bad
That's
one.
well.
Well, if you ever plan to motor west, take that highway, my way, that's the best. Get your kicks, Route 66, winds from Chicago to LA, more than 2,000 miles all the way. Get your kicks, Route 66, winds from St. Louis to Joplin, Missouri, Oklahoma City, looking mighty pretty. You'll see Amarillo, you see Gallup, New Mexico, all Flagstaff, Arizona. Don't forget Winona, Kingman, Boston, and San Bernardino. Once you get hip to this kindly tip, then you'll take the California trip. Get your kicks, Route 66. What are you carrying?
You know, the nice thing, especially between Carps and I, we've lost a lot of our mates, but we never forget them.
No.
We never forget what part they played in our career. Never, ever.
Especially Murray Wood.
Oh, yes.
Every night we play, we'll say something. If I muck up the ending or something,
Yeah.
you know, I'll think, crikey, I would have got my hand slapped for that one.
Yeah, Woodsy's watching, Woodsy's watching. I'm just going to keep going until the good Lord says, hey,
Come here, Biggie.
come here, Biggie. And then I'm going to refuse because I haven't got all the drum kits I want.
hours turn into days. Ever since my babe, she started those low down ways. Minutes feel like hours, hours turn into days. Ever since my baby, she started those low down ways.
We can fix that.
Yeah,
If it wasn't in time, I'm sure we can put it in time.
Well, I'm happy. I mean, I really enjoyed that.
Just slip out the back, Jack. Make a new plan stand. You don't need to be coy, Roy, just to listen to me. Hop on the bus, cause you don't need to discuss much. Drop off the key, save yourself. Slip out the back, Jack. Make a new plan stand. You don't need to be coy, Roy. Why don't you listen to? Why don't you listen to? Hop on the bus, cause you don't need to discuss much. Drop off the key, save yourself. Ways to leave your lover.
I'm
He's
70
in
in a
good
few
nick.
weeks.
He's in pretty good nick. He's never worked, that's why.
I have worked. I've been a fiberglasser, I've been a bloody window maker. I've fathered 3 kids that I know of. Yeah, it's quite.
Are we going, are we?
Yeah, we're going.
Anything else you want, just call up.